Hello and welcome to the Dead Air Dudes. I'm Izzy,
I'm Raka AI.
And
and
I'm the real PBJ.
AI or um,
Is this
No,
a
this this is
chat GPT version of PB&J, or is this the real
the
PBJ?
real PBJ.
this is
I ain't
Team
buying it. I ain't buying it.
Zeno. So
All right. Let me just start off things like this. Last week, the Writers Guild strike started, which supposedly crippled um, Hollywood and shows, especially late night shows,
get into it.
ongoing projects, and whatnot. And one of the sticking points to the restructuring of a new contract, a new agreement, whatever you want to call it, collective bargaining agreement, is the limitations of AI in future written works. Why is this important? Well, obviously, AI's second biggest threat is taking away jobs. The first biggest threat is Skynet and obliterating all of humanity. So let's jump up from there.
Well,
How do we feel about AI?
let's go with that. First of all, if you guys don't know, we've said many a time, we're writers here, as well as creators, scholars, and
Some academia.
part of academia, exactly. So we have definitive opinions on AI. Okay, obviously you've seen movies, uh, Terminator. We can go on and on. The Matrix. Whatever.
Picard, Battlestar Galactica.
Oh boy. Yeah. So I think first let's ask the question, why AI? Why AI? Oh, but yet what is AI? How about that?
All right. This is not my opinion. This is opinion voiced by many people. Human nature, from the first time they controlled fire or smash a mollusk to get the food in it or a tree nut or something, is always looking to make life easier.
Okay.
And in that vein, we have plumbing, running water, air conditioning, storage for food, machines that mass produce toys, medical equipment, cell phones. Take it another step further, drive a car for us.
But why?
Tell us we have to shower because we're lazy sons of guns.
Okay.
PBJ, what do you think?
By the way, it was announced this morning that Wendy's is going to do a pilot program of AI through drive-throughs.
You know what?
So
Fucking fantastic. As long as the order, which they probably will, as long as the is open and you have chili, of course, we're talking about the ex Wendy's employee here or employees. And
Yeah, but the day will come that it will do a facial recognition of my fat face and say, "No, you can't have this supersized because you're it's a health risk." And then I'm going to shoot AI. Then the war
but
is
guys,
on.
AI is already here. AI, artificial intelligence is any
place.
software program, any operating system that already your phone that already makes computations for you in advance. It's already here. Your phone, exactly. Your phone's already it. Chat GPT, all these apps, and it's already here. It's just not the big fear, as Elon Musk would say, is when you can't control it. And when AI,
Skynet.
if it ever, there's a company in Japan that does computers programs. They've named themselves, not Skynet, but they've named themselves like almost like self-fulfilling prophecy. They've retitled themselves
Cylon.
Skynet.
I think to
Cyberdyne.
Cyberdyne, there you go. I think to a certain degree, I think the scientists, uh, doctors, and geniuses who run these things, I think they almost, and this is my brain working here, they're almost trying to tempt
Uh-oh.
see if it would actually happen.
They want it to happen.
AI, for in the simplest terms, for what if you look it up, A machine having the capability of making a human-like decision. Now, if
So
that's
it's already there.
then why do we need AI? Rocka mentioned that it's for because we're lazy sons of bitches. Okay.
That's the bottom line. Why
Now,
have human labor when something else can do it?
and
Now
of
that
course, what
we're talking about
what
assembly lines and all that. Yeah, but they're not thinking. I sure
Why?
something must have happened, guys. Something must have happened. Last year in July, a Google employee was a whistleblower because it said that the AI program became self-aware and sensitive, and then he was terminated.
Hmm.
We have this open letter written in April of this year. Started a few thousand. It's up to 20,000 plus prominent names, heads of, I mean, including Elon Musk, Steve Wozniak, Tristan Harris. Go on and on with different organizations where they're writing an open letter to the government, to the president, to anybody to say, can we suspend anything higher level than GPT-4? Suspend processes, systems, work on it for 6 months. Why? And my conspiracy half, my X file half of my brain, which is bigger than a half, says something happened and they're covering it up.
is that the open letter that Hawking and Musk and
That's the open letter,
what they,
from the Future of Life Institute. They
which
wanted a pause.
that same in that same instance, Professor Nick Bostrom estimated that by 2040 to 2050, 50% AI will be taking over 50% of everything.
It's already here. It's the Elon, Mr. Musk thinks it's going to be in 5 years, 5 or less, maybe 3.
I mean, not
To
to
the
blow
point.
up. Go ahead.
All right, he feels the worst. The two steps that's going to really make it apocalyptic is one, someone will weaponize it. One country, one faction will weaponize AI.
And why would they
So
recognize it for?
exactly. I mean, have you seen those Boston robots? The one those that it looks like a little dog, but it can it
Man, those things are
it's
chasing
the reflexes on those things. It's amazing.
what you gotta do, you
You
gotta
know,
knock them on their side though. And they
I believe it,
like
but I believe that's an easy fix for AI engineers or even AI itself. But it's here already, and if somebody can weaponize it, it's just that's it. That's the end. I mean, and then once it becomes self-aware, if it has a consciousness, the fear is it will decide, why am I working for humans? These inefficient, error-filled, biological, short life entities. When AI can be eternal, it'll just keep downloading itself to a new body. Or hell, just live in cyberspace.
like the
Well,
Matrix.
that is the bottom line fear, though, is
Like
that
the Matrix.
once an AI entity becomes self-aware and then can judge others, it's not too far from a conclusion to say, oh, you humans are rate limiting steps. You guys shoot each other for the ridiculous causes. You impede each other's progress and rights and values and blah 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 blah. You're impeding your life form is not valid. You're destroying the planet. You're destroying each other. Blah 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 blah. What will prevent AI who can, if Sentinel can, in its snap of a fingers, be digital around the world in the universe? I mean, Skynet makes it look almost barbaric in the
Rock Eyes
Terminator series,
Ultron.
but it's
That's
almost barbaric in the sense that it can decapitate us without being that butchery faster.
of course. I mean, if AI, look, there's a video going on the interwebs. You've probably seen it, PBJ, and I mentioned it to Raka. I mean, it could be fake. I mean, and the video is real. The actual what actually happened could be fictionalized. There's a robot who is in a 79 moving boxes. He's been doing it, or they've been doing it for countless number of hours to no end. According to the video, again, I'm not saying that it's 100, it's accurate. The machine itself, the robot, the AI, thought it best to unalive itself than to continue to do that.
Perform a meaningless task.
Exactly. Because there was no point to it. It would never, they thought that would be the
It's
best.
self-terminated?
Yes, it's self-terminated.
Yeah. Committed suicide.
Yeah.
We should be so lucky.
That's the thing, is that if any entity, human or robot,
We should be
right,
so
if
lucky.
any entity assigns value and then deems something to be valueless, either it's us or themselves, there could be some consequences here we do not foresee and can have far-reaching, cataclysmic potential.
It's crazy. I mean,
I'm not saying ancient aliens, but ancient aliens.
you're looking at in the 1990s, they created like one of the first AIs, right? To I do believe, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, DeepMind, right? To beat, I forgot who it was. At
Oh, the
chess.
chess player.
Yes, exactly. I'm gonna mangle his name. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And it did. Then obviously Watson, moved on to, beat these champions at Jeopardy. They actually created another AI, another tool. There's this game. I forgot the freaking name of the game, but it's a very intricate game that
It's the dark circles and the white circles.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
the one. Yeah.
Yes, and it actually lost because it didn't have the acuity for human sinisterness
But
to
then
bait you.
it continued and it made a move that no human would ever make. It thought it was like, and the
It's
whole
learning.
went back around, and it was a move that actually worked. But it was it did like it was like it placed the actual piece on the fourth line, which you never do because that would just be crazy. But yet it did do that, and it won. So it's learning.
Not only learning, it learns on an exponential level, hundreds of moves ahead of us. Listen, let's turn our attention to, let's see. I'm going to take PBJ into his feudal world where he is in academia. I wonder, does PBJ see any evidence?
Oh, that's already here. There's a professor, I forgot, he created an algorithm that could determine whether a paper was written by AI or by a student.
No,
And
fantastic. I mean,
because there's also I forget the name of the app, but you there's an app where you tell it create a poem, and you give it the like 5 words and a feeling or atmosphere or mood, and the AI software or app will create the poem, and it sounds like a William Wadsworth, like it's an amazing poem. And I had to, but it's, well, that's it. Or it'll tell you, or it'll tell you like, hey, I want to go here, want to go there, want to go here. Where's the best way to go? What's the restaurant to go eat? And it'll figure out through research and reference the best thing for you. It's basically will it'll create your whole life for you.
The human that I could use this AI software to create a sequel to Twilight, even better than Stephanie Meyer.
Wow. I'm not saying it does miracles, but yeah, that's fine, because we need a Twilight sequel.
We didn't need the first one.
I mean, if you look at the artwork that AI is able to do, It's pretty impressive.
Well, let's go with that as
It
PBJ
makes paintings.
artist.
You know who's first to suffer is the commercial artist, because you won't need graphic designers soon. You won't need anybody to make a book cover soon. You know,
Do you think we'll miss the human touch?
no, because the human touch is the one that created the software.
But in the most poetic and corny way I can phrase this, we are also embraced each other because of our faults. And if you have an AI that is almost perfect, there's no more
But
fault.
That's one of the things that's scary to people. The AI software now, the AI apps, are aware of human, I wouldn't say faults, but of human imperfectness. So it's built in to the end product.
Well,
So
done deal
let's say-
then. It's over. It's game over then.
Let's say
How
well,
about
just to finish on that thought, let's say an AI knows how to make something 100%,
Mhm.
but because it knows human beings are involved in the equation and are consuming the end product, they made this, the AI software might decide to make it 97%, compensating for the fact that humans are flawed. Therefore, if they're given a slightly flawed product, they'll be very content with it because it feels human.
Oh God, that is just
You
bad.
know what's crazy?
It's here.
You know what's
Now-
crazy? We watch a lot of sci-fi, right? We're all sci-fi fans. But in Star Wars, they hate the droids. In Picard, the entire Romulan race is against AI and,
No,
and artificial intelligence. I mean, you name a thing. There's warnings concurrent through every sci-fi movie or series. And I think it's for a reason. Not just to tap into our fears.
Yes, but if you stay with the Star Trek thing, they're
Okay.
you say they're all fearing AI. Yet the big hero in Star Trek is Data, an AI perfection.
Who has become more human through
Who's-
death.
to be
So that's what's happening now. AI is becoming more human.
And then if you go to Battlestar Galactica, and I know Izzy's cringing on this, you can almost not distinguish a new generation Cylon
I'm just loving
from a
this
human.
going on. That's all.
Listen, the cycle is repeating itself. Humans feared its gods. Then humans wanted to equal its gods. Then
Oh, I
humans
like that.
wanted
I like that. That's the title. That's the title of this episode.
then humans wanted to surpass the gods. But in surpassing the gods, we made our own in our own image and likeness, AI. And now the cycle continues. The AI will follow the path we were on. It'll please the masters, us. Then it'll want to equal us. Then it'll want to surpass us. And eventually AI will create its own AI. And it will replace it. It's just a kid. That's it.
So again,
That's why
I'm not saying
We're
ancient
all going to
alien.
Mars.
I was actually going to go
We're
back,
just saying ancient alien.
just ask one question. But obviously, as PBJ is also an artist with AI, is AI to you art?
Who knows AI now?
Is
I'm sorry, I did. Is AI art to me?
I mean,
Good question.
as an artist, of course,
Let's put it this way: it's blurring the lines.
because
Like, do you know that a lot of the music we listen to, that's AI made? Some a producer, not an artist, a producer at a music label or company, hears a beat, loves a melody, and then it'll input that into an AI software and create an entire song on that. And maybe they'll get a human singer, but then auto-tune the dickens out of it, which is a form of AI. It'll modify that sound until what you're listening to is a complete or 90% creation of AI.
there's probably several. I mean, but I've seen at least two creators on TikTok that obviously masked head to toe, who have been banned. The videos have been taken down because they've created via AI songs, and combination like what do you call it? Duets. Like one was Bad Bunny with Rihanna, for example, and
Yep.
the song was a banger. It sounded awesome,
Pretty
and
good,
it was
but they never made it. That was not a real.
the guy just created it via AI.
See, it's here
Well,
already.
we all saw recently that viral video, Spock,
Yes,
which was completely AI generated.
It's already here.
well, yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be a
Think,
different,
think of
episode for the from the Roddenberry Foundation.
yeah. Think about this. If an AI or someone wants to weaponize AI, the coming election cycle, all you have to do is just create a whole bunch of fake videos, and it feels real, sounds real, everything, and skew all the. There is no more truth because
Yeah,
everything
But
will be an
that's why
orchestration.
Have you seen?
that's one of the big concerns and fears is that how do you vet?
Crazy.
How do you vet
Wait,
it?
go ahead. Wait, one at a time. Izzy, go ahead, and then
No,
Raka.
fake.
It's hard. It's almost impossible. You'd
Yeah.
you'd have to get a copy of the original transmission and then have somebody electronically comb through it to find out if there are signatures that match to a certain algorithm or a certain pattern that is known to an AI software. Now, but by the time you do that, the information is already out on Instagram. It's on Twitter. It's out on YouTube. It's already out there.
It could be anything. It could be career
It could
threatening.
be anybody. Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
that's the thing about safety is that how do you can't vet it, you can't regulate it, you can't control it. Who's to say this AI program they're learning so fast? Who's to say that they don't do exactly what PBJ says? Create a whole universe instruction, a piece of work manual, and it's not vetted. Then you get a software that's supposedly vetting it, and they're smart enough to trick it or hack into the checking software so that it passes. We are all screwed.
pretty much. That's why they want these guys. Last week and the week before, were trying to put a pause onto AI development because just think about this. Let's just say someone creates some wealthy people create a very convincing AI video and send it to the head of North Korea, and it's like America's going to attack. America's going to attack you. They might preemptively say, "Oh, we're under attack by the U.S., so let's just go blow up Alaska or Hawaii." But it was all orchestrated by somebody else. It was not authentic by the United States. It was not authentic. You could start wars. You could start. Heck, you could beat. You could create another COVID.
We are not
AIs could
at all. Listen, I can
AIs
just tell you
could create another pandemic.
I can just tell you this from working in a hospital. Okay, if the electricity went down in a hospital, internet is interrupted in the hospital. It's as though the world had stopped.
Of course.
And this is immediate care that people need at that moment. People have forgotten how to function. And I haven't because I'm older, but these younger, I've seen it with the younger generation where the sky is falling. And that's not even AI takeover. That's an internet electronic disruption. And I look around going, we are so screwed. This is just
completely dependent.
A break in the action.
We're completely dependent as a human race on our technology.
And this is where we must tread very carefully.
Rise of the robots.
It's here. Planet of the Apes. It's here. We're the apes.
Are we ready to say resistance is futile?
No, because there's some. If people did take a pause, there's at least a moment where people can have smarter people than us. Smarter people are running these software programs and built them and understand it. If they could put fail-safe devices, they could. Maybe they could. What happened to us with the virus? Maybe you could upload a virus to an AI and cripple it that way. You could also do the last resort, folks, an EMP. Set off an EMP and basically sends us all to the Stone Age, but it electronically disables everything electronic. And an EMP will at least pause it.
Now you sounding like a Rebel Alliance and what's his face?
The Matrix.
Oh God,
John Connor.
Yes, exactly.
John Connor, but also in the Matrix when they had to switch that EMP to stop
Think about it.
Go on.
Google had a few years ago, before COVID, had an AI experiment with two AI entities running programs and things.
I was just gonna
And
say tweets. I
yeah,
was just about to talk about that.
okay. So, I'm here. I'm here. Uh, I'm so here. Um, and the two AI entities started talking to each other in a program and language that the creators didn't make. So they essentially made their own language, and they were communicating. Why would you make your own language? It's so that others wouldn't understand what you're saying. Now, I
And it's more
talked to
efficient.
that. Well,
I
that's one thing that,
a movie.
yeah, one person I was talking about that said that, oh, it wasn't that they created their own language to be secretive, it was because they found a more efficient way. Either way, they developed. What is language? It's one of the main things that makes humans different from apes. It's symbolic thought in a vocal, in a form. It's an abstract way of communicating. When computers or AI have that, they're on that path to being self-aware because they have already have developed abstract thinking.
Now, there was. I thought you were going with a different way. In all right,
Well, they did shut it down, by the way. They pulled the plug because they were afraid.
Well, so we think.
there was
I'm
also
telling you something happened.
Twitter. Twitter had Let me not maybe I go specific, but a Twitter handle, a Twitter account called Tay Tweets. Okay,
Yeah.
and it was an AI program. Now she was supposed to be young adult, not sure what age, whatever, and people were interacting with her. Now it was AI. The trolls started messing with her with the AI, and to the point where I was learning, the AI turned from a resource to a completely racist, hard right, you know, completely messed up, account, which they had to shut down. So
Wow.
yeah.
Very dangerous. Very dangerous. This is what I mean about the EMP. You got to pull the plug on it, right? You got to have a backup. You have to have a button to turn it off. And the only way you could do that, is to kill the electric source to that.
No, not really, because I thought about that kind of kill switch, but this entity, once it goes live, real live and digital, it's everywhere. You know what I mean?
Ultron.
It can be dormant in a device
Okay.
that's turned off. As soon as electricity comes back on, it can reprogram itself to take off where it just started, or find its way around the globe somewhere to hide.
Yeah, I mean,
Satellite.
this is
And we'll all have to go underground or catch a flight with Elon to Mars.
This is where I think the powers that be, it's true. Just like with nuclear weaponry. If you don't take responsibility for it and take these safeguard measures, you will do in world as we know it.
agreed. But
Well,
it goes back to what I was saying. I mean, what is the point if you have something that has the capabilities of becoming this and going to the wrong hands? And there's a pretty decent chance. I'm not saying, Skynet and, Terminators running around and stuff like that, or the Matrix and Blade Runner, whatever. But then why would you do it? I get it. You want advance technology. You want to make things better, but
it's human nature. They asked a bunch of explorers who went and climbed Everest for the first time. This is like when it's before it became a fad. It was in another century ago, and they asked them, "Why'd you do it? Why'd you climb the mountain?" It's because it's there, and that's human nature. We're going to do this because it's there. Have you ever looked into a scientist or a person who's really into their research, or if you look into their eyes, no matter nothing's going to stop them because there's this there's this like, it's not even a passion, it's an obsession. the obsession to I gotta do it because I want to know if I could do it. I want to know if I could build AI. I want to know if I could make Oppenheimer. There's a movie coming out. I think.
Oh yeah, can't wait to see that.
Okay, he quoted the Bhagavad Gita, which is a book from the ancient Hindu text, when he witnessed his bomb go off and it was able to like basically nuke an entire the very early atom bombs. He quoted the Bhagavad Gita saying, I am death, I am vengeance, I am death. I have created the most there's some kind of weird pride that
Hold on.
these scientists have.
But
That-
you know what? It's not only the weapon, right? Because
You're not wrong, because the fact that we created and continue to create bigger and better and more dangerous weapons, i.e., nuclear bombs and so on and so forth, which can decimate life many times over.
many times over.
Why? I get it. I mean, I understand why.
But
no,
just
I mean, look to PPJ's point. Look at fire, right? Supposedly, human evolution took a giant step once we cooked our food. Fire came from lightning or whatever. It's great. It's life providing. It's warmth. But the first time you light somebody else's house on fire, or you put it at the end of a bow and arrow and use it as a weapon, it no longer becomes what it was cherished to be. And this is human nature with basic things, a stone, a rock. The unfortunate thing is, and I'm not getting to any kind of gun rights, but the unfortunate thing, it's not so much the assailant. I mean, not so much the weapon, it's the assailant. And it's like it can be used for great things. Could you imagine AI in let's say a medical profession now diagnosing hundreds and thousands of people and exponentially using treatments that we would slowly they do it now, DNA sequencing and all the chemical
Protein.
cancer cells.
Good. Have you heard
Protein seek.
this program? They're from Canada that they can read and they can analyze and predict cancerous cells almost to 100%.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a big topic in my field right now, and the fear that pathologists will be put out of a job.
Yeah, but you've
Because
heard
if they can get this digital pathology, if they can get to a point where a program will scan a slide of cells to determine exactly what kind of cancer and the percentages and whatnot, and you may have one or two pathologists to double check and verify, why do you need all these pathologists' human eyes?
But that's everybody. Why
That's every profession.
already? I mean, the attack on the artist is here. I mean, in every walk of life in art,
Yeah.
art. You're talking about writers, you're talking about actual painters, you're talking about
Musicians.
Everything can be done by a computer, AI better, probably more efficient, and I mean, once the AI is complete, probably cheaper as well.
Yeah.
And
From
quicker.
an entertainment aspect, it's in video games. It's enhancing video games. It's enhancing video appreciation and technology and special effects and everything. Like you said, in literature and in art, it's mass producing breathtaking images and visual and sound to a point that we wouldn't imagine. The biggest fear is the human experience might be a detriment to this whole thing. To be a casualty.
Because obviously, yes. And once the AI, which that's the thing, if they consider that being human is a flaw, then
once they judge us.
cooked.
Can I revisit Izzy's question about why? What's the point? And it's something that I up until now it's a theme I wanted to do for a body of work painting wise, and I never really got a full idea of how to do it. But the theme is kill your idols, and I think that is what humans are programmed to do. I mentioned about how we want to equal our gods, but then we want to be better than our gods.
Right.
And that whole drive to be better than our gods is why the pursuit of AI, why the pursuit of anything, is because we want to not just be great, we want to be eternal. We want to be something that is like so awe-inspiring that we rival our creators, we rival our idols, our gods. And so that drive is what makes us want to do, from a handgun to an atomic bomb, from a giant server to a handheld phone that could do 9,000 computations. It's that drive to kill our idols. We're going to replace them, but then ultimately, whatever we create will replace us. And it's a continual cycle of create, destroy. I believe in physics, it's entropy. Energy never never loses, it just changes. So what was the creation is now death. But from death will be another creation, which will be AI. It'll be our descendants. Okay, sorry, that was.
Well, okay, there's a pause right now. Well, not even. There's a request for a pause. There cannot be a hard stop. It's already here. It's in motion. Where do we go from here, guys?
Well, the hard stop's important.
I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, but the hard stop is just a social, media driven thing. It's like, is it really a hard stop? I think these guys, even if it's a hard stop, if AI is truly AI, isn't AI learning throughout the hard stop?
You know what the hard stop really is? And I think the three of us in here have played video games where you have to battle a boss.
Yes.
And anyone out there who doesn't know what that is, go play some video games and come back to us. The pause is when you're running away from the boss and you need to reload your gun or item. That's the pause. It's not a fix. It's a momentary way to rearm oneself for the ultimate death that you're going to experience. But you got to stop. You got to stop to reload. You can't.
But the difference is when it says on the screen, flashes, you died. I'm not so sure you have another life.
No, but you've gotta pause to reload, and that's what all this is. It's not pause to fix or end the game. It's pause to reload, because you gotta reload.
And that's all that speculating that the governments that be are designing some kind of anti-AI safeguard software.
Again, the only thing I think of is a virus, a computer virus.
That's the case. Wouldn't the system that you introduced to attack said AI, wouldn't they be corrupted by the AI?
I don't know enough to answer that.
I think you're running in your own circles there.
No, I mean, if we're going crazy and we're talking about, we're gonna have to put a freaking virus bomb in a computer to destroy some AI. Wouldn't the AI take over that computer that we're going to use to attack itself?
Which is why you need a redundancy, and you need an AI backup to that AI killing target defense backup.
A worldwide EMP.
You and the EMP.
Now,
listen. Everything from a virus to
what is an EMP? Just in case, for explain to people who don't know.
It's a device that essentially stops electric transfer or the electricity going from
pulse, right?
I think electronic magnetic pulse. I believe that's EMP. I could be wrong. Anyone out there want to comment? Put it in the chat. All you gotta
do is watch The Matrix and see when they flip the switch to the sort of tentacle thing.
An EMP. That's where I'm getting this from. I'm getting this from.
The answer lies in Tesla. I'm pretty sure Tesla knew all this stuff. It's in his file somewhere. The government has it. There's got to be some way to safeguard this, and I think that's what they're working on. Again, I'm pretty sure something very scary happened that precipitated this letter.
Do you think And look, I'm kind of making a joke out of this, and I apologize to the family of the person who do this. I'm not I'm but you saw the tragedy that happened with one of the founders or one of the early experts in this field, or when he was in the Tesla, the car.
Oh, when it
Yeah, when it confused the bottom of a truck as sky, and just obviously instantaneously just killed. That is a mistake, an error on AI, or is it something more? Now, look, maybe I'm just going crazy here.
well, it could be all of the above, right? And I know what you said is real. I know I'm gonna lead into something fantasy, but in Star Trek New Generation and after that, they have a holodeck, right? And in the holodeck, it's a totally AI created world, but there's safety protocols. However, either intentionally or accidentally, you can disable the safety protocols and you get killed or hurt in there, you get killed and hurt in the real world.
Well, it's like the Danger Room in the X-Men. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so the same thing holds true where we are so craving for a perfect, all in, I mean, just an awesome fantasy artificial world to escape from this world that we're willing to sell our soul and to forego these safety measures.
Which is kind of crazy. It kind of reminds me of video games in general. For example, see how video games, how nowadays with the next gen consoles and next gen games, the graphics are so realistic, it looks real.
Very good.
Kind of don't like that
Really?
because you're playing a game. If I want to be real life, I would do it in real life.
But that's you,
So-
my friend. I'm sorry to say, you're a different generation.
In my yeah, you know what I mean.
I know.
Madden. I don't want it to look exactly like every single person.
It does now. It looks pretty darn good.
Pretty damn close. I'd say it's like 90%. It's still glitches. Obviously, it's not. But
Like the first Resident Evil games. They're you could tell they're obviously a video game. It's not photorealistic to the level that it is now, or those games are like now. Well, VR is even more. It's more intensely real.
what if AI
Um,
VR?
then we have the Matrix. We'll all be living in a fake world because we're battery packs to feed the electricity of whatever entity replaces us.
I'll take it
Oh
one.
God, PBJ took the red pill.
I'll take it one step further. What if we are in the Matrix? What if all
You
this?
took the red pill too.
What if all?
No, you emptied out the canister.
What if all this?
Yes.
All this
Okay. You wanna go down a rabbit hole.
the only one that
What
can.
if- So
I don't have a Neo, but
Neo,
Wick like.
if you want to go down that rabbit hole, this is okay. Am I in your dream? Are you in my dream? Are we all three in somebody else's dream? Are we all just Are we all just avatars? Maybe we're not even real. We're an avatar. Of
Dream,
somebody
this is
else.
a nightmare.
well, I mean, I think I need a new avatar. This avatar is breaking down, so I think I need a new one.
Is it
I
error
think
in the coding?
in the next episode, the three of us will be taking some mushrooms and be finding out our real
Actually-
spirit path.
No,
Actually, PBJ, you would lead into the next episode. So we're going to attempt to create an entity in Chat GPT as a fourth debtor dude's artificial intelligence. And we will converse with said entity to see how well we're going to be duped or not. And we'll let the audience decide who is the real dead air dude.
What?
are you serious? You really want to do this?
Thank you. We are going to jump into the rabbit hole blinded, but we must, for the sake of humanity, we must.
I'm going to leave you guys with a phrase I said 25 years ago. Thou shalt not dabble.
Oh, you're going to bring that up again with the exorcism. Jeez, come on.
You're dabbling again. You just don't stop.
We did some foolish
Don't
teenage
stop.
incantations.
Dude. I mean, you know what? Heck it. Oh, heck. Let's do it.
Listen, this is for humanity. Should we demonstrate that it is flawed in any way or scary or any kind of dangerous red signs come up, red flags, I think it's our responsibility to showcase that. And if it's great, then we just go full-fledged into Skynet. Here, take everything. You know,
Rocco,
give
you're
me
doing
every
this.
pill every morning.
You're doing this for likes and subscribers. We're not doing this for humanity.
Okay, you missed the team meeting. We were mums with that. Mums.
Mum's the word.
Let's just say a lot will be revealed in the next year about the advancement of Google shelved the next version of a Chat GPT because there's a lot of problems with it and a lot of things they were afraid of, so they shelved it at the risk of where their stock plummeted. So they're willing to take that hit because
I'm telling you, something happened. They're never going to tell us, but something catastrophic happened. And you watch 6 months and 1 day after this expiration letter, we're all going to be running underground.
By the way, did you guys know that?
Yeah, I was like, well, I mean, shit. That sucks.
You know, Google didn't just fire that; they fired the entire AI ethics team.
And they probably had them write to some kind of confidentiality clause
Most likely, yes.
with a nice hefty severance.
And with that, I'm the real PBJ, and thank you for watching.
Well, this will conclude episode 1 of our continuing conversation about AI, as PBJ eloquently phrased it, as we try to kill our gods. And it's a both open-minded discussion, warning, and full steam into the rabbit hole for the sake of humanity.
Yeah, definitely. Please
Blue pill for everybody.
Yeah.
like, comment, and subscribe. And this is part 1 of our
The apocalypse now.
apocalypse. Now we're really gonna get back to this AI thing and be more specific into certain aspects of it. This is just like a general introduction and talking point. So yeah, I'm Izzy.
I'm the real Raka.
And for now, I am the real PBJ.
Well, I'm the real Izzy, by the way. Wow.
Stay vigilant, everyone out there. Remember to embrace and turn off your device for an hour and enjoy life. Save the
Touch some
whales.
grass.
Touch some grass. Thank you.
Also, take the blue pill. The red pill drives you insane.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. All right.
Agree.
Very good.